What's up everyone, it's Dallas aka Infernus, and I just got back from playing Slither.io for about 5 hours, or at least that's what it seemed like. And I was just trying to get number 1 so I could take a screenshot so I could look really cool on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, now I'm recording this in a dark room because, I have no idea where the mic is. I'm just assuming that it's right here because, I'm lucky like that. And yeah, I can't even see my monitor, so this is going to be interesting. I don't know, I like recording things in the dark, don't ask why. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to be telling you guys about the time when I stayed overnight at the California Science Center. Whoa, no way, you didn't stay overnight there, you're such a liar. How dare you lie to me. I was about, let's just set the plot right here, alright? I was around 13 years old. This was like four years ago, I'd say. Okay? I was in 6th grade. And my parents were gone. And they said that I could go anywhere, okay? Because they were going to be gone for 3 days. And I could go anywhere that I wanted to as long as I went with some supervision. And I chose the Science Center because, I don't know, have you guys ever been to LA? I don't know if you've been to LA. If you have, then you probably have heard of the Science Center. It is just huge. It's a huge museum for science, and I was just really interested in science back then. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the Science Center, and they're like, okay. So we'll let you go to the Science Center. And I had this friend named Jack back then. Jack and me were both in 6th grade. Jack was 12 and I was 13. But anyways, I wanted to go to the Science Center with my friend Jack, and they said, you know what, as long as you are with Jack the entire time, it'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be okay. Make sure that you're back by 5, and we'll drive you there at around 10 o'clock, I think. It was sometime in the morning, but they actually ended up just getting an Uber for me, and I took the Uber all the way to the Science Center. Anyways, that's a side note. Once I got to the Science Center, Jack was already waiting for me. He was just like sitting there, and I already had the tickets my parents had prepaid. So I go up and I'm like, all right, so here we are. We're at the Science Center. It's gonna be fun. It's like, I don't know, I'd say probably around 10 o'clock in the morning right now. So it's a brand new day. It's just really cool. There's so many people there. It's packed. All right, I remember it was packed that day. And yeah, so we just walk into the Science Center. We give them our tickets and stuff, and we're just like, all right, what are we gonna do first? Well, there's so much stuff to do, okay? This is a huge place, guys. I don't know anything about architecture or square footage, but I'd say this is probably at least 5 million square feet. There's like probably at least 4 stories, okay? 4 stories of the Science Center. And we're just like, okay, so, well, there's probably at least 20 stores in our just general vicinity. So let's go and check out the stores. And at the stores, pretty much every single store and gift shop that they had these like long rubber like tubes where they put artificial sugar inside, and they would like take food coloring and make them different colors and artificially flavor them. And they were like really good, although they were very, very not that good afterwards. Like, you would have this incredibly bad stomach ache, and it was just not the best time. But anyways, yeah, they were also really expensive, like, I don't know, $10. It was ridiculous. But yeah, we had a fun time going through all the candy at the store and getting souvenirs. We ended up going on some rides because I had some money. I had $20 in change. So I just ended up going on rides by myself because I'm the best friend ever, and I completely just abandoned Jack. I went off by myself, which is probably something I shouldn't have done considering the outcome, which is coming up next. So I left Jack, and I'm just like, I have my phone with me, right? Hopefully Jack did too, so I just texted him to make sure. I said, Jack, it's around, I don't know, it was around like 2 o'clock by then. We had done so many things. We had gone like to the Endeavor place, where they had the big shuttle or something, and like, Jack, okay, I'm gonna meet up with you at around 7 o'clock in the front, alright? And he texts back, he's like, okay. So after that, we just do all kinds of fun stuff on our own, which we probably shouldn't have done. If our parents had found out that we were doing these things on our own without any supervision, I probably would not be here to tell a story. I would be most likely dead. So we did all kinds of fun stuff, and the 5 hours that went by so fast, alright? It was 7 o'clock, and I was having so much fun, alright? I used the rest of my change to go on many rides that cost money. They had like this virtual 3D simulator ride. It was really cool. They had so many cool gadgets and stuff in the bottom floor and top floor. It was just pretty cool. I went on the You could take a bike over a rope, like from 5 stories up. And it was just really cool. Anyways, I texted Jack, hey, let's just stay here for 2 hours, and well, you know, it's just gonna be good. We were supposed to leave at 7. Okay, the Uber driver was going to come and pick us up at 7 so that they could take us home, right? And we're gonna spend the rest of the night there until Jack's mom picked him up at my house. But we went against the plan, and we texted the Uber driver, and we said that we wanted him or her. I forgot. I don't remember if it was him or her. We texted the Uber driver to pick us up in 2 hours. All right, because we were having so much fun. And yeah, so 2 hours also went by extremely fast, and before we knew it, it was 9:30, and I text Jack, alright, because it's 9:30, and I was supposed to text him about 30 minutes ago, me being the irresponsible 13-year-old kid that I was, and he replies that he already took the Uber driver back to his house. When I saw that text, I thought he was joking, alright? I texted him back, I'm like, okay, seriously, where are you? And he's like, no, I'm at my house. I got picked up by the Uber driver like 30 minutes ago. And I'm like, I'm starting to freak out because, you know, it wasn't really that big of a deal because I knew that, you know, I could just get another Uber driver to pick me up. But then I realized my Uber driver already was supposed to show up 30 minutes ago as well. So I texted the Uber company, and they said that the driver left 15 minutes ago after waiting for too long. And my parents also got charged an extra like $30. So I start getting scared. Everyone's starting to walk out of the facility, right? It's around the time to close. Like, it closed at around 10 because I remember it was Friday, and I didn't know what to do. I had no one to pick me up. I was scared. I had actually no idea where in the facility I was. All right. All I know is that I was near the aquarium. That's all I knew. So it's around 10, right? And basically, I'm starting to freak out. I start texting Jack like frantically, like, dude, how could you just leave me here? Why did you do that? Why can't you just call someone to pick me up? And he's like, I'm sorry, dude, but my Uber driver came, and I was right there, and I had to go. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you know what? Oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, this is ridiculous. I am at the science center all by myself. It is closing. All right, basically everyone's gone. Literally everyone is gone. They're starting to close up the stores. Okay, they're sending like these security guards all around the place, making sure that the place is all locked up and everyone's gone. And I ran and I hid. I remember hiding in some sort of dark hallway right outside the aquarium, okay? And I hid there for about an hour. Alright. I didn't want to get caught by the security guards because I was more afraid about getting arrested, because I knew that if my parents found out like that this was happening, they would probably never let me do anything like this again. So I was not going to risk that. So I waited there for about an hour until the security guards had left, and there's literally nothing there. And the lights were basically all turned off except for a few lights that were barely illuminating the place. Alright, it was just barely visible to see. Alright, I was sitting there. I had no idea how they hadn't found me. Okay, I knew there was most likely freaking 50 cameras all over the place. So I was screwed. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had like 20% charge left on my phone, and I was all alone by myself in the science museum until dawn. I was probably the scaredest I had ever been in my entire life, and most likely will. I didn't know what to do. I was just paralyzed in fear. I was just sitting there. It was so dark. There was only a few lights. Okay, there's only a few lights lighting up the facility. I didn't even bother checking what time it was because I knew it was late. It had to have been past 11 because it closed at 10, alright? Jack was already gone. I texted him so many times, but I realized that there's not really anything I could do about it. I mean, he already left. I mean, what is he going to do now? So I just sat there. I sat in that dark corner. I didn't even know where in the science museum I was, okay? All I knew was that I was most likely stuck there overnight. I don't even know why I did this in the first place. I was just being so stupid. I mean, I started looking around. Like, it was so dark you could barely see anything. You could only see like the dimly lit hallway in front of me. There's this big opening. I was kind of like near the cafeteria. That's all I know. A little bit near the cafeteria. There's a bunch of tables. They were all put up onto the counter, and everything was locked up. Okay, all the stores were closed, and there were cameras all over the place. I did not go to sleep. I sat there all night long until, so I would say I went to sleep at around maybe 2 in the morning. Okay, I don't even know how I managed to go to sleep. because you would think like being a 13-year-old kid stuck in a huge science center all by myself with no one else there. You know, knowing that if I were to even walk out of the vicinity of where I was hiding, I would most likely get caught and arrested. I didn't know what to think. Eventually, I just fell asleep because of pure exhaustion. Alright, I fell asleep. And I woke up because someone was calling me on my phone. So I could have called anyone that whole time, but I didn't because I thought my phone ran out of charge. So I was being called by my parents. Alright, it was actually my mom to be in general. And I checked my phone and I had 2 missed calls from my mom. And I was like, please call me back, please call me back, please, I need to tell someone about this. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning right now, and it's already starting to get really light outside, right? And I'm assuming that they're probably going to start opening up within maybe 30 minutes to an hour at most, and I gotta call someone. My phone is literally at like 3%, so I just call the first person I see in my contacts list, and that just happened to be who? Jack. And obviously he didn't pick up because it was 5 in the morning. I don't even know what he was thinking either. I mean, he just left his friend at the science center all by himself. Like, what did he even do? Did he tell his mom? Like, did he tell someone? Or did he just pretend like that never happened? Like, I don't even know. Alright? He didn't pick up and I left a voicemail. And right after I left the voicemail, my phone died. And I couldn't do anything after that. So they started opening up the museum. Once again, it was Saturday morning. And I had not believed that I had stayed an entire night at the California Science Center. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I just sat in that corner that whole time. I fell asleep for like 3 hours and that was it. And I woke up, it was already morning, and they were already starting to open up, alright? There's no security guards. I was almost sure that they were going to have security guards walking around in the morning, but they didn't, alright? I just remember people walking into the facility, and I couldn't believe what had just happened to me. I was so scared, and I didn't know what to think. Alright? But I ended up going to the first person I saw. It was just some random person, and I told them that I was lost, and I didn't have anyone to pick me up. And they used their phone to call my mom, and my mom called my dad, and they were mad, but they were happy that I told them. And it was like really early in the morning still, so they couldn't pick me up because they were still gone. So all I could really do was just wait. I had to wait for a new Uber driver to come. I texted the Uber company. I told them to charge an extra $50 on my dad's credit card so they could pick me up with a new driver. And they ended up picking me up at around 9 o'clock. And I had been there for probably 3 hours after I'd woken up. So I was just walking around. I didn't know what to do. I went up to this random stranger, and I just told them basically everything that happened. And he didn't believe me, but like he still gave me his phone so I can call my mom. And that's basically all that happened. Wow, to this day I'm still in denial of it even happening anyways, so it was just so cringy. Like, just looking back at it, it's like, ugh, why did I do that? It's so stupid. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you have a special story that you would like to tell me, make sure you send that in to my email, okay? Or just comment in the section below, and I might just see it. You guys are special. You guys are very special. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Goodbye. Don't ever, just don't. Goodbye.